Welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech, the number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning and
Good
welcome,
morning.
welcome in the guest, Tech Coach Ralph. Man, what's going on?
I am good. How are you doing today, Trey?
I'm doing good as well, man. I'm doing good as well. As y'all see, as you come in, when you get in, you'll see. If you're just listening, obviously you won't see, but Joseph is not in the building with us. Okay, he's not here, and basically he had business to take care of. And y'all already know one of our favorites is in the building. Anytime Joseph is out or I'm out, we like to try and see if we can get Tech Coach Ralph to grace us with his presence. And he, said yes. He said yes. So we're glad he's here. We got a good show for y'all today. If you saw the title, if you're in, then you saw the title. But right now, it's can you get a job without AI in 2026? Is the question yes or no? I want to know from you. So go ahead, make sure you comment. Make sure you comment. Right now, we got one. Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's going on? Operation Tech Takeover. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to the fam. And he switched it up and said, "Hey, I forgot the M. It's early in the morning, man. I forgot the M. I hate. I had to do it to you. I had to do it to you, bro. But peace and blessings to the fam, man. Shout out to you. But yes, um, that's the question today. Can you get a job without AI in 2026? And so we have a few different topics. While you're coming in, also don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And then y'all do know this is a call-in show. So if you feel the need to, you're like, hey, you know what? I need to say something, right? On the way to work or whatever, you can click that stream. You can click the stream link as well and hop in and talk with us. Obviously, you must be 18 years older to join as well. So the quick kickoff question that we have right now, okay? The quick kickoff question that we have. It's a interesting one. So be listening, right? If an engineering or a sales candidate proudly puts, "Hey, this resume was 100% AI free." All right, all human work built at the top of the resume. If they put that, if you were hiring them, are you going to respect their authenticity and craftsmanship? Right? Are you going to do that? Or are you just viewing that candidate as someone who lacks like modern technical efficiency? Right? Or in modern terms, here's what Tech Coach Ralph would say. Are you swiping left or right on that application? Right? Like, are you swiping left or right on that application? You know what I mean? That's the question right now. While we're waiting on some answers, OTTO said, "LOL, voice to text doesn't always work right for me." Hey, I'm in the same boat, bro. I'm in the same boat. Like sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say this word because I know you've messed it up the last 15 times. Let me just say half of this sentence, type it in, and then finish the rest of the sentence. uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So y'all, Tech Coach Ralph said you might as well code in Cobalt. That's cold as ice. Uh, cold as ice. So yeah, I mean, are y'all swiping left or right on the candidate? This is a question that we're having here. I might as well go ahead and answer. Then I'll hit it in with Tech Coach Ralph, and then we'll get the show cracking. But yeah, I mean, this is what we're seeing here. And yeah, if someone put 100% AI free or all work human, all work human built, I'm probably thinking in my mind, I'm like, they're one of them. I'm probably thinking they're one of them. I don't know if you're a culture fit here. I don't know if you're going to be a culture fit here. You know, like, are you so strong with and set into how you do things and who you like on that side that you're not open? Because most of the time, that's what I say. It's not, you know, uh, you're not open to at least the workflows. Like, maybe I understand, hey, you don't want the whole thing or you don't want all your work done by AI. That's totally different. But if I'm seeing, oh my bad, if I'm seeing 100% AI free, I'm probably thinking you're one of them. And you're like, no, I hate AI. I hate, and you know, hey, feel how you feel. But I don't know. That's just me. Operation Tech Takeover said, skulls, skulls. He said Trey, skulls.
No,
What you thinking on that one, Tech Coach, bro?
not one of them. Oh my goodness, Trey, one of them.
Y'all
I
know
mean,
what I mean. Y'all know what I mean.
you're right, but you didn't have to say it. No, but I guess my first question would be to them, like, how much time did this take you to do? Because look,
Hmm.
and now we're gonna touch on this later on in the show, but hey, we're looking to move fast. Like you, if you can move faster than AI, by all means,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100% on you. But if you are slowing us down, then sorry. I don't know if swiping if I don't know if rejection is swipe left or right, but whichever one is like, nah, I gotta move. That's
Look, depends on the platform. You know, all I can say is I've been on that side, right, of Ashby. If you've been in a role where you've had to kind of hire people or something like that, there's this one application is called Ashby, and no, it's I mean it's not swiping left or right, but it's clicking one button or another. And it's like, do you want to send an email? Which, by the way, automations are in there. It's like, you want to send an email to this person about moving forward and next steps, or do you want to send an email to this person about, hey, sorry, we decided to go in a different direction? And it's one click. I don't know. That's kind of swipe left or right, but
fair, fair.
that's what that one looks like with the one that I've had experience with. But yeah, man, I totally agree on that side. It's like, I guess I could see it. Like, hey, if you're faster than AI, which some people might be, but it's very few on that side, right? When you talk about building a resume, but then are you taking that into everything else that you do? Are you open to actually using it and getting more, getting faster, getting more efficient? Because that is a big thing. If you're going on interviews, that's probably something that you're gonna hear in the interview. Hey, we're a company who likes to kind of move fast here, or get things done more efficient. Like, you're gonna hear them say these things when they're talking about themselves. I I don't know if 100% AI is gonna fit inside of that workflow that they're looking for as well. So I don't know, y'all, but yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing there. So anyways, that's the question of the day. Whenever you pop in and you're catching up, go ahead, feel free to type it in the box as well, and we will continue on, and we'll pop in and talk about it, what you said as well. So to get this thing jumped off and started right now, what we're gonna do with this episode is it's a little bit different than normal. We'll have four different points, questions, and then we're going to talk about those in between as well. So we're going to start with the first one. All right. The focus on this first one here is the systematic changes and corporate motivations for driving 2026 employment. Now, the first point that we're talking about is, are companies hiring people or AI workflows? Are they hiring people, or are they hiring AI workflows? Now, the just to kind of jump it off and get you in the mindset of what we're talking about here, the bigger shift right now that's happening inside of companies is really larger than layoffs, for sure. So jobs, what we're seeing is jobs are themselves being redesigned. Every week, every month, as we go on, something new comes out. Companies are trying the something new, but with that, it's kind of changing the DNA of the companies and redesigning them. So managers are increasingly organizing work, organizing work around these AI powered pipelines instead of individual contributors. And so it kind of goes back to what I was just saying, right? Um, when I was using Ashby, okay, yes, I'm going through these um, app or these resumes manually, right? I'm looking down and hey, does this kind of look like what we're looking at? As soon as I say yes or no, there's automation workflows popping off behind the scenes, right? I'm not manually sending an email every time with that person's name and the full, even copy and paste. I'm not doing that. It's a green box and another color box. I'm clicking one or the other, and then things are happening behind the scenes. So, um, with that said, that's what's happening right now, right? Organizing work around AI powered pipelines instead of just individual contributors. Now, what that also looks like, the old way companies were built, and maybe there's still some. I know there are, but maybe in a company you might have one writer or a few writers. Then you have a designer. Then you have an analyst. Then you have the junior developer, right? Right now, what they're looking for and how they're doing it, the new model could look something like, hey, we have workflow architect. We have the AI operators. We have senior reviewers. We have infrastructure engineers. So these companies, they want leverage, obviously, because the name of the game for them, which we can't forget, is revenue, profitability, money, and that's what they're looking for. So right now, companies, they want leverage. So one person with the AI tools that can produce the output that previously required multiple different specialists. You know what I'm saying? Multiple different specialists, and the numbers tell the story. I have some numbers for you. 43% of CEOs, they're planning to reduce their reliance on junior roles over the next 2 years, up from 17% last year. Only 17% plan to expand entry level hiring. More than 1/3 of entry level jobs now require AI skills, nearly triple last year's level. Lastly, AI skills now appear in over 42%. If we're talking about software jobs, over 42% of software job descriptions, AI skills appear in them. So employers are searching for people who can multiply output. All right. But yeah, so like HR, another layer right now, HR itself is becoming automated. If you think about that, HR itself is becoming automated. About 43% of HR departments are using AI assisted recruiting and screening tools. Candidates are being evaluated by software before they even reach the hiring manager. We know that as the ATS, right? That's what they talk about. And then companies increasingly ask, how quickly can this person plug into our systems? All stuff we talked about at the beginning of the show. So obviously, this stuff is what they're doing. And here's what they're saying before we give it off to Tech Coach Rao. Says the workforce shape is changing from a pyramid to a diamond. So now it's being wide in the middle and then thin at the bottom. Right? That's interesting to me because, as you know, the normal that pyramid is wide at the bottom. Like, hey, we got a whole lot of lower workers. All of that. Hey, they're saying, hey, we're gonna get mid tier with it, and it's gonna be thin at the bottom. All right. So that's where we're at now, y'all. Research is showing that hiring demands changes happen mostly through organizational restructuring and job redesign, not outright elimination. So they're not just firing people. That those are a few companies that are doing that. More than half of labor changes come from companies reallocating work across roles. So that's where we're at on that, man. That's where we're at on our companies hiring people or AI workflows. And I think it's both, but I think it's more on people who understand AI workflows and are in them.
Yep. And I think you knocked it out of the park with that very last point, because I
Mm-hmm.
was getting ready to say I think they're hiring people who can build and run those AI workflows, which goes back to our starting question. If you say are 100% AI free built, it's like, well, we kind of like we're integrating a lot of AI into like, because I was talking about this the other day. There's like different ways that you can use AI in. You can use it like integrating it into an application. You can use it to build, and you can actually build AI models and stuff like that. So companies are looking for at least some of those skills depending on what they're hiring for. So if you are like, oh, I just want to get hired to do this particular job, that's gone away a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there used to be people who are dedicated to doing database work and people dedicated to doing infrastructure work. And now you might have a team that is like in charge of the entire platform, but like, and this has been for a while, but you have like the individual engineers who are like setting up their own thing based on what the platform team is set up. So, and when it comes into AI, it just rolls into the same thing, where the company might make available something from Amazon to use AI, but now it's the engineers and the testers and whoever else to integrate with that platform and run it that way. So it's like you said, they're hiring people to run those AI workflows, and you have to be able to jump in there and start working on it. One of the problems I think with the whole junior engineer, number one, it's not going to be isolated anymore, and it hasn't been isolated for a long time. I've seen people who've come in, whether they're interns or a junior, where they might be familiar with the code, but they're not familiar in college, and to prepare them for, oh, I have to actually build this infrastructure too, or at least know something about it to get it started. So they have to ramp up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was like, even in college now, they're not really the view. If you've seen these commencement speeches recently where like they're booing
Yeah.
for these CEOs and stuff like that, and these speakers because they mentioned the word AI. I have a
I
video
saw
coming out
one.
today about Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google. He was giving the commencement speech at Stanford, and some of the students walked out before he even started,
Wow.
you know, and
Wow.
he specifically didn't mention AI in his speech. So it's, how can you hire people who hate the thing that you need them to work on? You know what I mean? So like there needs to be some type of like, but at the same time, that is opportunity for people who might have not went the traditional route. They're trying to pivot. You need to just know what to get into. You know, so
Yeah.
I think like you said, it's a combination. It's not one or the other. As always, it's not one or the other. It's both.
Yeah, because I was thinking as you were talking, it actually made me think all the way back to the beginning of having to use, like for instance, Ashby. And yes, I forgot. I built out the workflows first. So before I started looking at the resumes to say yes or no, it was okay. If I do say yes, here's the congratulations email. If I do say yes, here's a few hours later or the next day, hey, for the next step, here's what you need to do. Or here's the calendar that you need to click on. Like I set all that stuff up first, and then I was able to, okay, now once I say yes or no, these are the things that are firing off. These are the workflows that are happening behind the scenes once I say yes or no. So I actually forgot that I did that. But yeah, so it's like okay, you have someone who is okay, build they understand the workflow, they understand what needs to happen, but then okay, now once these are going on, all right, let's get it done. And we say in AI, I always like to combine even though it's not the same, I like to combine AI and automation because to be honest, they like most of the times you are seeing either one or the other or both when you're working in these companies. You know, the AI side might be, oh, okay, well, it's helped me, write this email or whatever, just on a simple side. But on the automation side, it's like what I just mentioned. Like, okay, hey, these are certain templates that I have built out so that I don't have to do that every time. And then we have what we got? Droid Jam 666. Woo, that's an interesting boy. That's an interesting right there, man. Good day from Mistral Europe. Good day, good day. And then he says, "Are we ready for the next model?" Question mark. I see bank sectors in trouble except for top American banks. Interesting. Interesting. I haven't seen it yet, so I need to look. I need to look. But I know they're also, even though they're slower with it, they're also moving into, different automations using AI, all of these things as well. So that's a part of it, man. That's a part of it. So we'll keep it rolling. We'll keep it rolling here. Now, that was the first question. Obviously, we banged that one out, killed it. On to number two, is AI causing layoffs or just changing hiring? Okay, that's a good one. Now, right now, when we talk about the labor market, okay, we know it's going through structural mutation. All right, like it's big Frankenstein energy going on right now, but it's gonna come out beautiful on the other side, hopefully. But right now, capital and money is moving. Companies are reducing. So we have administrative work, repetitive execution roles, basic analysis, junior support positions. Like a lot of those, they're reducing. They're going smaller, right? Um, and then companies are increasing spending on AI infrastructure, security, data engineering, MLOPS, MLOP ops. What is that? What's
Machine
that, bro? What's
machine
that?
learning ops.
Machine learning ops. All right. And then senior oversight. So headlines, we already know this is what we see. Headlines, they always show layoffs. That's what they're gonna show. Why? Fear mongers, man. They're trying to make y'all scared. That's what they do. The news, that's what it's for. All right. But the headlines are gonna show layoffs and the budget shows investment. So isn't that crazy? The other side of two coins, the company is saying, "Hey, we're trying to change the budget for investment." The news is saying they're laying off everyone. It's crazy, which it is. It is crazy. But I'm just saying this is how they do it. But something that most people miss as well, though, the companies that are making the biggest AI investments are also growing headcounts faster as well than less AI exposed companies. So that's what we don't see. Now, according to, because I want to give you the numbers before we get into it, just so that you have the full scope. According to PwC, AI intensive companies have grown employment by 52% since 2018. The wages have increased 24%. Productivity gains are significantly higher than non AI firms. So the highest performers are combining AI with human talent. Now, um, another side that I do want to bring out here is remote work could also be hurting junior hiring almost as much as AI. This is what they're saying. They're saying researchers, they've examined hundreds of millions of hiring records and they found training and supervision challenging and causing companies to reduce entry level opportunities. So it's like, look, we don't mind remote work, but we just gonna stick with who we have right now. Our higher individuals, and then we're just gonna reduce the entry level opportunities for remote work and all that stuff. But managers are struggling to train beginners remotely. This is what the PwC is saying, and AI amplifies that challenge, right? And so, as far as this, the real crisis of 2026 is what they're saying is entry level jobs. That's the real crisis. Entry level jobs. So, Revelio Labs, they found that entry level entry level hiring has fallen 11% over the last 18 months, which is crazy. But college graduates, they're the ones who are feeling it. So, like you mentioned, they're booing these commencement speeches when they mention AI, but they don't realize, like, okay, this is also, or maybe they do realize it, and that's what they're booing. But like, it's it's uh, it's making them less likely to get hired because they're the ones that are mostly entry level, and that's fallen over the last 18 months. So, anyways, 80% of seniors believe that AI is reducing entry level opportunities, but 73% are already using AI weekly to adapt. Right? They were using AI in college to get their work done, but then also saying, like, hey, this is the reason why I can't get my job. And I don't want to use it to learn my role, but I use it to get that paper done so I could drink over the weekend. Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, PwC, they found entry level jobs exposed to AI are now 7 times more likely to demand leadership, emotional intelligence, and strategic thinking compared to 2019. So, one of the bottlenecks before we again pass it off to Tech Coach Rao, one of the bottlenecks that nobody's talking about here is, again, today's juniors end up becoming tomorrow's seniors, essentially. So every industry, it does depend on some sort of like apprenticeship or that cultivating, nurturing side, and yeah, fewer apprentices eventually create fewer experts. So Wall Street executives are already warning about this. They're already talking about it. AI can build models. Humans still build what they consider rainmakers. So what do? The market rewards people who combine judgment, communication, leadership, AI tools, and technical skill all at the same time. It's not just a few of those anymore. So human capability plus machine leverage is becoming the winning combination. And yeah, so right now, y'all, with 61% of companies really using these AI detections right now, then the tools, uh, what are y'all doing? Are y'all using AI to cheat or anything like that? Are y'all using that? You know,
So
prompt
let's pose
prompt
this
engine.
question to the
Go ahead, bro.
audience.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
pose
yeah,
this question to the audience, and then
yeah.
I'll touch on this. Right. So basically, we want to know, what are you seeing in the field? What are you seeing at your companies? Is the leadership moving like are they getting rid of people to save money, or are they shifting their budget away from human tasks to like AI initiatives? So like, what are you guys seeing on the ground? How is it looking? Let us know in the chat, in the comments, as I share some of my thoughts about what Trey was mentioning. But I think to a point that AI is causing layoffs, but I don't think it's causing layoffs in the sense of, oh, because AI is able to do this person's job, we don't need this particular person anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more of, oh, we can like. I remember I was listening to Joe Rogan interviewing Jensen Wang a few months ago,
Mm.
and basically he said, Jensen Wang, who is the CEO of NVIDIA, he said that for task-based roles, they're done, right? If your job
Mm.
is just to take this box here and move it to the other side, like that, like those task based roles, you need to be able to do you need to be like things that are adding value, things that are creative, so that you can build the AI to do that task. Right now with the humanoid robots and stuff, they're not designed to think. You're the one who's thinking, you're the one who's engineering it, and then you're passing off that task. So as you see companies are quote unquote laying off, one thing I like to do is I like to go and look at that company to see what are their open positions. So if you were to look at like a Meta or a Google, say like if you think oh they're laying off for money reasons, then they shouldn't have thousands of jobs open, job listings, right? But when you look at those job listings, a lot of them are like AI this, AI that, machine learning this, machine learning that. They need people
Mm-hmm.
to like Meta in particular. They need people to work on their models. They need people to work on like infrastructure, like all those type of things. And I don't know if you heard, but Meta's also launching a workforce academy where they are training people to do like blue collar work, like
Yeah.
construction, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, all of that type of stuff as well, because they need that into the expansion of data centers too. So I think so. So there's a part for that, but then there's also the part of who's going to be working on expanding the AI development, the AI enhancement, and so it's a shift from whatever initiatives that they were having before to the new initiatives. And you have to also remember a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, the reason that these tech companies were so highlighted is because they had the masseuse on, they had on staff, they had these rooms that you go in to sleep in and all this type of stuff, the food
Right.
all day, all night, and now it's like and to me, I believe it was like to benefit from like, tax write-offs because, oh, let's spend this money doing this. But then once they got their tax cuts, they're like, all right, we don't have to spend the money doing all this. So we don't need these positions. We would actually use that money to invest it back into pushing the company further. So now you have people who are getting jobs at a tech company for actual tech purposes, advancing the model, which in turn makes it enhances the lives of all of us, as opposed to paying some masseuse to enhance the life of a Meta employee to get their massage and whatever else that they get their Starbucks on site. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 No, kombucha on tap.
Exactly.
No,
Go
no,
buy
you're
your own
totally right,
kombucha.
bro. Yeah, man. You're right though, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, we got some comments here, it's saying, oh, I got you. This was Droid Jam 666. I'm gonna just call you Droid Jam, yeah, right? Just to keep it short. But he was saying that the top American banks they're causing mass layoffs, but he said it's just a start. Now he says my company used to have 30 employees. You know how many we have now? Five. But he says sorry about my English. No, you're good, man. You're good. Um,
Perfect.
but he says it's turning into a self-drive single person company in a couple of years. And yeah, um we're seeing a lot of, if you look at like some of the startups and things now, yeah, it is like, hey, it's one person with a lot of other like either AI or a lot of other automations in the background that are acting as if they are other humans in the loop or whatever. So, or you have maybe one or two, but sometimes it's just that one person and then a lot of other just AI, employees in the background doing everything, and they're doing a good chunk of change. We're seeing that more and more. So for sure, he says AI is training AI right now. So robots will have to catch up. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, y'all keep them coming in the comment section as well. As while we keep it moving here, but before we push to the next two segments with Tech Coach Ralph, we're gonna have this just a little housekeeping as well. Uh, Man, Ralph, how was the weekend, man? How was your weekend, bro?
It was good. Let me say to
Oh
on the
yeah,
stream,
yeah. Go
Happy
in.
Father's Day to you
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to
yeah,
everyone out there. I know that for us, it's like we're in the first few years of fatherhood.
yeah,
We're
for
not
sure.
as experienced as Joseph.
Uh-uh.
You know,
He mastered
Joseph
it.
is like the AI of fatherhood, the force multiplier.
Oh man, no, that was hilarious, but it's true.
But yeah, so shout out to you. Happy Father's Day
Yo,
to everyone
oh,
out there.
appreciate that, bro.
Um,
Appreciate that.
but
Happy
my weekend
Father's
was
Day to
pretty
you.
good. Appreciate it. My weekend was pretty good. Didn't do too much. I think I just did a lot of like work on Saturday to catch up from when I was out the week before, and then yesterday shows and meeting with my the team that I coach. So it was pretty regular weekend for me. How
Oh,
about
that's
you?
fine. Yeah, I mean it was pretty solid, but it was a lot. It was a lot. We had our Friday. I went to I had invited to a YouTube FIFA event here in Dallas, um, and so I pulled up, man. I don't watch a lot of soccer, but that's not really why I was there. I was trying to see who was gonna be in the building, so that we could connect. And so I did. I've met some people as well, but it was pretty fun, man. But I did that earlier in the day, and then immediately after I left, once the U.S. game was over, I went out of town to my family reunion, and it was a long one, man. It's the one that lasts all weekend. So like Friday night, it's Hawaiian theme, you know, party, and then Saturday there's a block party with the fish fry, and then Sunday is the actual family reunion, at the park with all the people, all the games, the kids' games, and all of that. And so yeah, it was real fun, really tiring when you have a little one as well, right? Like don't want to leave because of having too much fun, but you got to leave because if you don't, you're gonna mess up for tomorrow. So yeah, just a whole lot, but it was fun nonetheless. It was fun. Um, I'm a little tired right now, but we get we getting through it. It's good. It's always good to see family.
Yeah, it was.
Always
I'll
good.
tell you guys. Like it was like yesterday. Me and Trey are texting to get ready for the show. It's like,
Yeah,
man, I'm still out at this thing.
dude.
I'm trying to get prepared.
Dude, it was 11 something and or 11 like, and I was just now like, okay, now I could pull the laptop out, and I randomly got the text from you, and I was like, that's crazy. I'm just now about to pull the laptop out. So yeah, no, it was it was crazy.
Nice. Yeah, that's fun though. Got to hang around with a lot of family. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. People from all over, man, and you don't get to see, but maybe once a year, and all that kind of stuff. So it's good. But yeah, y'all keep them coming in the comments. Remember, this is also a call-in show if you'd like. Link is in the description, or not in the description, but in the comment section there, and I'll post it again as well,
Spain.
just so that y'all can have that. And so before we keep it moving, dun, 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 you know, Joy Jam. They said they're in Spain, by the way. So shout out to you for you know being all the way in Spain and hopping in with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. You know,
We global. We global, Trey. We
yeah,
global.
yeah. We're global today, man. We're global today. Um, and now with that said, man, we're gonna keep it moving. Because by the way, y'all, if this show does end early today, it just is what it is. We want to make sure we get this information out to you. But on that note, Ralph, let's run it, man.
All right. So now we're going to pivot into a little bit more. So in Trey's segment, we're talking more from the company's side, how they're moving. Now, what about from the individual side, from our side, those who are in the market looking to get hired, looking to expand their skills? What do you do? What is your survival guide, right? So the first question we're going to ask is, can you still get hired in 2026 if you refuse to use AI at all.
Mhm.
Technically, yes, but with all due respect, hell to the no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. All right. You have chosen to go and get your first Xbox or PlayStation, buy Madden for the first time ever, never played it before, and you put it on Madden mode. That's what you're doing if you're like, I'm not using
Mm.
AI at all. All right. So, and if you ever played Madden, you know how Madden mode is. All right. And going back to the very first question that we asked, like, so if you say I'm not using AI, like AI free, all right. So if you completely say I'm not going to use AI, your output volume, it's going to drop tremendously. The thing with being skilled in whatever it is that you do, like development and actually anything, it goes across anything. Being a subject matter expert, when you use AI to multiply your output, you are like, what's right and what's wrong. You are able to say, okay, this isn't right. This is like, so a lot of people, when they start using AI, they become overly dependent on it, and they think that it's going to like just do everything for them and do it right. So now they start getting frustrated because, oh, it did this and it did that, as opposed to like, okay, let me use my expertise, let me learn how to prompt this the right way to get the outcome that I'm looking for. So now I'm able to go a lot faster with a lot better results. And then as something that might take you 3 days to build, it'll build it for you in like 3 minutes. Now, are there going to be issues? Definitely. But it's your job as the expert to go in and test it and fix those issues and get it to work the way that you want it to work. And if, let's say, it's your coding, you look at the code, you're like, okay, I want it to be structured like this. You are the one who's in control, not the AI. The AI is your assistant, your coworker, your whatever you want to call it, right? Your employee. So I think that you have to use it the right way to get the best results. Someone who says I'm fully dependent on AI, they're not going to make it. Someone who says I'm not using AI at all, they're not going to make it. You need to have that right hybrid, like we spoke about before. So that, with that being said, 40% of hiring teams are moving away from the whole resume first process, right? And it might work in your favor. I don't think it does. Like I think that if you're going to say like, all right, I gotta use like if you're going to say I'm 100% not using AI, you're going to need proof of work. Show your work. Like something that I talk about all the time is showing how you work, showing your like having a active GitHub, all those things. But still, if you're going slow, I don't think you stand that much of a chance. All right, companies, they value speed because guess what? Just because you can do it, you can write perfect code slowly. Their competitors, they write so-so code, but a lot faster. You get to market, and you are way behind the competition. So at the end of the day, it's about money, right? So, I think that you could, but it's unlikely. I think that you need to be hybrid in the way that you move. What do you think, Trey?
Bro. Yeah, and I've been saying that part, like as far as that, I've been on that team, that type. Because I mean, even I've had family, I've had friends come to me because they know, like, okay, I do work with AI. I partner with it a little bit, and so they come to me and they're like, "Yo, I'm trying to get this job, but I need help with my resume, right, or whatever." And so on the resume, I just, okay, talk to me. What have you been doing? What is your, what's some highlights? What's been going on? And then what job are you going out for? Now, from there, I'm using AI, but like you mentioned, I'm using AI with prompts and things that you have to build out. You can't just throw it in there and be like, "Yo, fix this for me," or do my resume. Like, you're gonna get a resume, but it might not be tailored enough to what's necessary. And then once it comes back, tweak it up a little bit, like take out some of that jargon or move it around. And so yeah, I'm with you, bro. You should know how to use it, but then also, yeah, I mean, this is if you're trying to get hired, like can you still get hired in 2026 if you refuse to use it at all? Like you mentioned, you're going up a very, very tall, steep, hard pause mountain. Okay, when you could get all the gear, right? You got everything on, and it's, oh, now I'm on the ski lift. Okay, going across. Still gonna take you some time, right? But you're gonna get there, and it's a lot easier journey. So yeah, I would say it's tough, but you probably should. And then what I did see, bro, is people are catching on, but at the same time, companies are too, but they're also not doing what they need to do to make sure that the detection doesn't happen. So it says that 79% of job seekers are using AI tools during the application process, but then it says 66% of hiring managers are using AI detection software. So that's where what you were talking about comes in. How can I use AI to speed up the process, but also use my human side and my actual brain to make it real enough for them and me as well, while also not lying. Don't lie, you know.
Yeah, and I think traditional hiring is going out the window.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah.
I think there's, and I'll touch on this in the next point, but we are building new resumes, right? And so let's go into the next point, and then I can cover that, right? So the next point is the real problem job loss or entry level job loss? So it says the real crisis of 2026 is a lack of tech jobs. Is the real crisis lack of tech jobs overall? Is the destruction of the entry level pipeline? Half of tech executives admit they've scaled back junior hiring because basic tasks are easily automated. Going back to what you're talking about earlier, automation, right? If you've ever used Claude Cowork, if for those who might be using Gemini, they just introduced Gemini Spark, where those are like automating tasks, right? So you use AI, and if you remember when back in the day, like using back in the day, like this was like late last year at 8N, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Where you build it into the pipeline. All these tools, automation with AI in the middle to, because you could say, all right, do this, do this, do this, and then call AI to do this, and then you get the result, and then you can like just build a whole pipeline like that. N8N was one of the original integrations with
Mm-hmm.
AI. All right. So it says, so what's the threat? This creates a ticking time bomb. If companies don't train juniors today, where does the senior talent come from in 3 years? The market is bottlenecked, forcing hungry talent to bypass junior roles entirely by demonstrating specialized workflow management skills from day one. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. The problem is what juniors are learning now is not necessarily what companies need. So if you're learning how to do work like the way that companies worked 5 years ago, but companies are needing you to be able to work like they're going to be working next year, there's a gap in between. And I don't think that wherever people are getting their education for these entry level roles, they're getting the foundation, the source of like, all right, to me, I think in college they need to have and I guess some colleges are starting to have it, but they need to have like these AI as either the major or part of the curriculum, where it's like, all right, how does tokenization work? How does transformers work? How does the models work? Because I've taken some courses on Udemy that goes into great detail on into how these work, how pricing works. Like because a lot of people don't know, when you put something into Gemini or into ChatGPT or into Claude, what you send is a certain amount of tokens that has a certain price to it, and then the output that they give you has another amount of tokens and another cost for it as well. So, and a lot of people don't even know that. They might just use a prompt. Oh, I need, like you said, I just need to update my resume, here's my resume updated for me. And it's like, oh, I don't know you, but I'll put something together,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I'm gonna spend this
So
money.
it's not, I think it's not necessarily, it is entry level job loss, but it's because the entry levels don't have the necessary skills that these companies are looking for. But that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because these people paying $100,000, $200,000 for their degrees, they can't get jobs. But it's a good thing because guess what? We can go and spend like 10, 20, 50 to $100 on a course and we can become experts in how this stuff works, get ideas to make projects. And like I was mentioning earlier, this like the new resume is becoming your GitHub, how you build stuff in public, how you show, oh, I use this tool, I use this workflow. Oh, I went in and I set up this AI thing in AWS, set up the infrastructure, figuring these things out, building projects that add value, and it's easily accessible so people can actually see it, for these hiring managers to be able to see it, for the recruiters, so that by the time they contact, like they're gonna be number one, they're gonna be contacting you because you know how to use these tools. You know how to. They can see your code. They can see how you navigated through it, and then so they're gonna reach out to you. And basically, when they do that, you basically have the job already. It's just your job not to mess it up, as opposed to like, oh, having this resume. Oh, I did this, this, and this, and it's like, well, now the 79% who that's right again, the 61% who's reviewing it, they're
Yeah,
you need to bypass that, and you need to create your own brand, and they know you. Because if I'm looking to hire, right, and I'm like, well, let me go see who Trey is. I'm like, oh, look at that. Like he has all this. He's built this. He talks about that. He knows how to communicate. He would be like, I already know before I ever talk to you that you'd be a great cultural fit.
hmm,
I already know that you are well versed in the AI stuff, that you speak to people, I already know all of this about you. So I'm like, I need to get in contact with Trey. Let me go find his LinkedIn, send him a message, and let's have a conversation. Before I ever talk to you, it's a done deal.
yeah. Like you mentioned, it's yours to lose. Like almost like when you're a guy dating a girl or trying to get with a girl, she probably already knows. Like, man, I can see myself with this guy. It's
Yep.
yours to lose. Like, are you gonna mess it up? Are you gonna say something dumb? That's the same. So,
They're
but yeah, I mean,
like
go
we
ahead,
go in
go
Dutch,
ahead.
like, oh, you lost it.
Yeah, you blew it, buddy. You blew it. Now she has to go tell her friends. Yeah, another one blew it with his mouth.
But yeah, like
Uh,
what do you think? What do you think?
oh, bro. I mean, it's you're totally right on that piece. If you can find a way to eat, like you mentioned, Udemy is huge, and there's a lot of great gems on there. But if you can find a way to be able to do that, learn the automation skills or workflow management, like prompt engineering, all of the AI tools, whatever, and then show that proof. Now you're able to kind of skip those traditional junior roles altogether, essentially, or something like that, or easier to get in. Um, these companies, you know what they want? They want day one contributors, like people who are going to come in and be able to be an asset to the team off the top. And if you're able to do that, that's what we want. And like you mentioned, they're able to see that if you show if showing your work is like having that GitHub repo, or like having a GitHub. Well, now you're able to show your work. That's the highlight film. They're like, oh yeah, this woman is cold. This boy is cold. Like if you're playing sports, like that highlight film, yo, we need you. Recruiting. What can we do to get you down here to Alabama, son? you know, but yeah, no, I love it.
And I'll put it like this too. Like, I don't want to hire you to teach you how to write code, or
Mm-hmm.
how to use Jira, for instance, or how to use AI. I want to hire like I want you to already have those foundational skills, and then so that when I hire you, I just have to train you on company specific type stuff on maybe our code base, but not like how to actually do stuff that you should have known already. So, and that's why I'm like, it's your job to already know this stuff, right? And that's why like one of the reasons that I like to listen to what these CEOs are saying, and I analyze them. All right, this one I don't like. This sounds more marketing. This one sounds valuable. So listening to Jensen Wong, listening to Mark Zuckerberg, listening to Jeff Bezos and Andy Jassy and Sundar Pichai and Elon Musk and all those, because I want to see like they're sharing their like where they see the tech market going, their companies are going, and stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, all right, I drop it, but I don't ignore them because of
Yeah.
any like personal feeling. Those are like they're the ones at the top, and I want to see, okay, what is it that they're looking for, and then we adjust and we pivot.
Yeah, because they will tell you, like you mentioned, like, yeah, some of those interviews, hey, we got some stuff coming out, and that's what I'm here to talk about. But also on the other side, a lot of the tech CEOs and stuff, they are down to have conversation, like, you know, like general conversations. So if you're listening for the right stuff, you can hear them talk about exactly where they see certain areas go. And like you mentioned, like what they're looking for in the company or like around their space or even what they see coming. And then
Mhm.
you can, based off of what they said, because remember, these guys are talking to some of the smartest people in the world. They're talking to different industry leaders as well. So they're able to get a holistic approach to, hey, here's what I see coming, in the next few years. But now you can position yourself and get in position to be able to, be right there in the spot. And so, yeah, man, this was a great one, man. Did you have anything else on this spot, or anything like that?
No, that was basically it. I just think that in closing, I'll say we need to always reimagine hiring, jobs, careers. Don't become stagnant and like, oh, I'm a software engineer. I only write code. Like, well, code evolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we need to evolve. If we want to stay in the market, we need to evolve and we need to grow. And if we want to if we want to work for these companies, we need to give them what they're asking for, right?
Yeah.
Because if not, they have no use for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I love that, and here's a point that kind of proves exactly what you just said here. Droid Jam, he said, "I'm a software engineer, 50 years old. I've been coding for 22 years, hoping to live forever." Right after that, this is why I work 3 times more now than before. My wife says 5 times more. Right? So that tells me right there. That tells me right there. This is somebody who's saying, "Look, I'm not just staying where I'm at. I'm figuring this stuff out." Right? I burned $9,000 in 3 days using Fable on different projects.
Fable is
Right?
too rich for my blood.
I remember you saying that last week. Oh, no,
and,
look, that's
and I'll say this too, right? Like people keep saying, "Oh yeah, he's gonna like." Since I've been using AI, I have never been at a lack for content, and I have
yeah,
never done more work like at working on my own.
yeah,
Like I'm like always. I have like maybe a bunch of terminals with Cloud open, and I'm like, and then I have some Gemini windows, and then I have like my IDEs open, which they might be having some Cloud in there. I'm like trying to get everything done. So I don't know.
yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's real. That's real, man. So man, shout out to you, Droid Jam, for popping in on us. Shout out to Operation Tech Takeover from popping in on us. It said, great show as always, fellas. Killed me a couple times also. Hey, that's what we do. We're here to have a good time, learn a little bit, talk a little bit, get this Monday started off right. And that's what we did, man. Again, Appreciate y'all for popping in. This was another edition of Talk That Tech, the #1 tech morning show in the world. Shout out to Tech Coach Ralph. Make sure you go over there and support his channel. Go over there, learn some stuff from him as well. As you know, wealth of knowledge, wealth of it. Appreciate you, bro. And we'll see y'all next week, baby.